Attention, Magic players.
It's Cushman, back again with one of my all-time favorite commander decks. Zombie Tribal. Or Typal, or Kindred, whatever the kids are calling it now. Just please don't cancel me. Now, there are plenty of options when it comes to choosing a zombie commander, but for me, there's only one clear choice, and that's Grimgrin the Corpse Board. Grimgrin is a 5-mana 5/5 that straight up murders a creature whenever it attacks. The only catch is he doesn't untap on his own, because apparently that would be too good. To untap him, you have to sacrifice a creature, but every time you do, Grimgrin gets just a little bit stronger. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, Cushman, why is he the best zombie commander? Well, I am glad you asked. The best part about Grimgrin is that he is a sacrifice outlet right in your command zone. So the game plan of this deck is pretty straightforward. We want to flood the board with our Army of the Undead, knock people out with Grimgrin and commander damage, or use one of our infinite combos to finish the game. So let's take a look at this powerful bracket 3 list, break down some of its nastiest interactions, and wrap things up with a few potential upgrades. So this is an overview of the deck sorted by converted mana cost. We have our 1s all the way to our 8. That's where the deck caps out at. Pretty even distribution across the board. We do have a lot of 3 drops, and we do play a lot of these mana rocks in order to enable our higher costed cards. So let's go ahead and look at the different sections of the deck, starting with the creatures.
So we're going to start with the meat of the zombie deck, the zombies. And so first up, we've got Gravecrawler. He's one of the best zombies in the deck. It's just a zombie you can continually cast from your graveyard to do things like untap Grimgrin. Next is Crypt Breaker, a 1-mana 1/1 that can tap to make 2/2 zombies. Additionally, you can tap 3 untapped zombies in order to draw a card. A very powerful effect early on. Zol Assure, just a 2-mana 2/2 that lets us cast zombies from our graveyard. We have a couple of these effects in the deck just so that we can continually buy back our best zombies. Relentless Dead, a 2-mana 2/2 with Menace. Whenever he dies, you can pay a black to return him to your hand. Additionally, whenever he dies, you can pay X to return target zombie from your graveyard to the battlefield. Very powerful recursion zombie. Next, we've got Jadir, a 1-mana 1/1. While he's not a human, he does make decayed zombies at the end of the turn, which are perfect for sacking to Grimgrin. We've got Undead Augur, 2-mana 2/2, a zombie draw spell. Anytime one of your zombies dies or gets sacrificed, you're going to be able to pay a life and draw a card. Just be careful because this is not a May. You could kill yourself. A Curse Marauder, the 2-mana Fleshbag Marauder, just a symmetrical sack effect for the whole board. Midnight Reaper, a 3-mana 3/2. He turns all of your non-token creatures into a card after they die. Just another way to guarantee we're going to be able to refill our hand if someone destroys all of our zombies. Diagraph Captain, one of the best zombie lords. Not only is he going to buff our team, but he also has a win condition down here. If you amass enough zombies, you could actually kill someone. Lichlord of Unks is one of the weaker 3-drops. The main reason we have him in the deck is because he can make 1/1 zombie tokens to untap Grimgrin. He does also have a win condition stapled on there. Unfortunately, he's not one of the best 3-drops, but because he does make 1/1s, I still have him in here. Now, Cemetery Reaper is a solid 3-drop lord. He also is a little bit of graveyard hate that can make zombies. In case there's a problem in the graveyard, you can take it out and get a zombie for your troubles. Headless Rider, 3-mana 3/1 that whenever another zombie you control dies, you make a 2/2 token. This is great for getting more zombies if you need to sack some to maybe clear up the board or untap Grimgrin, or if your opponent board sweeps, at least you're going to get something. Warren Soul Trader, another good combo piece. You can sack zombies to mana ramp you, or you can get infinite ETB/sack triggers with Gravecrawler. Powerful card. Lord of the Undead, a 3-mana 2/2 zombie lord. He will buff your team, and then additionally you can tap him to return target zombie from your graveyard. Just a great way to recur some zombies. Zombie Bastard, a great zombie lord, provides Swamp Walk and regenerates all of your zombies. So not only does he protect, but he can also allow your commander to just get in there and kill someone. Diagraph Colossus, a zombie maker, 3-mana 2/2, gets +1/+1 counters equal to the number of zombies in your graveyard. But the important part is that whenever you cast a zombie spell, you make a 2/2 zombie token. Just another way to amass a board or get more things to untap Grimgrin. Next up is Death Baron, 3 mana 2/2. Zombies you control get +1/+1 and have Death Touch. Pretty simple and effective. Will Help the Rock Cleaver, one of the potential zombie commanders. He's great at providing you with additional bodies in the form of 2/2 black decayed zombies, as well as gives you a little bit of card draw, where you can sacrifice a zombie to draw a card at the end of the turn. Jissa and Geralf. This is not a zombie, however, it works really well in the zombie deck. When it ETBs, you mill 4, and then once per turn, you can cast a zombie from your graveyard. This is just a way for us to go into our graveyard and get more zombies that we might want. Undead War Chief, one of the best zombie lords. 4 for a 1/1, but makes your zombies cost 1 less, and zombies you control get +2/+1. So actually, this card is a 3/2. This effect does count for itself, one of the few that does. Graveborn Muse is a great zombie draw spell. At the beginning of your upkeep, you're going to lose X, where X is the number of zombies you control, and draw X. Just phenomenal at keeping your hand full. Now, Jissa the Hellraiser, I'm not too sure on. I'm mostly playing her because she is a zombie lord, and because she can make more zombies. The one thing is our commander, Grimgrin, he commits a lot of crimes with his attack trigger. So I've been trying her out, and she seems to do decently well so far. Sidisi Undead Visor is just a recurable zombie tutor. It's a tutor that is a zombie that we can continually use, buy back from the graveyard if we need to. And here we've got the Scarab God. While he's not a zombie himself, you are going to be able to scry X at the beginning of your upkeep, where X is the number of zombies you control. And then you get to tap 4 to exile a creature card from a graveyard to make a 4/4 zombie that is a copy of it. So you can turn other things into zombies or get your zombies back. Everyone's favorite merchant, Gary, the Grey Merchant of Asphodel. 5 mana 2/4 that when he ETBs, each opponent loses X and you gain X, where X is your devotion to black. This is another win condition, and it's also going to help keep us alive a little bit, and then we can buy it back if we need to. All right, and next up we got Triskelion. He is solely a combo piece. He is for Mikaeus. And so the way that this works is that Mikaeus is a 5/5 with Intimidate. He gives other non-humans you control Undying. And so the plan is to cast Triskelion, remove some counters from it to deal damage to people or creatures, and then use the remaining counter to kill itself so that it comes back with Undying. And so then we get to remove those counters again and repeat the process. This is a infinite combo, infinite damage right here. But Mikaeus by himself is just good enough for the deck. It's going to allow our zombies to be bought back as well. So if we get the Triskelion, fantastic. If not, Mikaeus is also just an amazing zombie for the deck. And so that is all the creatures. Next, let's go ahead and move on to our enchantments. We're starting off with Dreadhorde Invasion, a 2-mana enchantment that at the beginning of our upkeep, we amass 1 and lose a life. And so this is just going to make sure that we have some zombie to sacrifice to untap Grimgrin to. Endless Rings of the Dead is a new addition. Not sure how well it does, but at the beginning of our upkeep, we get to make X 2/2 zombies, where X is the number of zombies we control rounded down. Just looking at the card, it's not great. There are a lot of times where you do have a board of zombies, so this can potentially be good. I'm going to test it out and see how it does. Necro Duality is just going to copy any of our zombies. Anytime we play a zombie spell and an ETB, we get to make a copy of it. So just doubling up on zombie words is pretty good. Rooftop Storm, an amazing part of the deck. Tap 6 mana to pay zombies for free. I will say that this combos pretty well with Grimgrin and Gravecrawler. If you have Grimgrin out, you can continually just cast Gravecrawler to make your Grimgrin a infinite. Otherwise, it is just good with the deck, being able to pay 6 mana and then maybe drop 3 zombies for free. Here we've got Funeral Room and Awakening Hall. Funeral Room is a Blood Artist type effect, and Awakening Hall is Rise from the Dark Realms. So we do want a couple of these Blood Artist effects just so that we can whittle down our opponents, and then something like Awakening Hall can return all of our zombies back from the graveyard. And so last up, we've got Dictate of Erebos and Grave Pact. Some of the most powerful cards in the deck. We are running a lot of zombies, so the plan is to turn those zombies dying into removal spells in the form of Grave Pact and Dictate of Erebos. These cards are going to be something that you're probably going to want most games just because it helps you control the board. Moving on to everyone's favorite, Mana Ramp. Starting off with Dark Ritual. Our commander does cost 5 mana, so being able to play him on turn 3 is pretty helpful. That's the only reason why we got Dark Ritual in here. Next is Obligatory Soul Ring. It's an okay card. Jet Medallion, most of the deck is black, so it makes sense to run a Medallion over a Mana Rock in this instance. Thought Vessel, just a simple, you have no max hand size, which does come into play with cards like Graveborn Muse. Then we've got Arcane Signet, Talisman of Dominance, Fellwar Stone, Dimir Signet, Guardian Idol, Sky Diamond, Charcoal Diamond, and then Phyrexian Altar. So I just want to talk about Guardian Idol really quick. It comes in tap, but the main reason that we play it is because you can tap 2 mana to make it a 2/2 creature, which means it can be potentially a creature to sack to Grimgrin if you need it. And now Phyrexian Altar, you sacrifice a creature to add 1 mana of any color. This combos with Gravecrawler. You can continually sacrifice him to the Phyrexian Altar to get the mana to pay for him. And so this combos with something like the Funeral Hall or the Digraph Captain. Now we're going to move on to just our interaction in the deck, starting off with our counter spells. Delay is going to counter something, exile it, and then put 3 time counters on it. So this is a way to get rid of a spell for 3 turns. Potentially pretty powerful. Everyone's favorite counter spell. Mana Drain. Wash Away, an amazing card I don't think enough people play in Commander. 1 mana to counter any commander. Pretty powerful. Withering Torment gives us enchantment and creature removal at instant speed for 3 mana. Toxic Deluge is going to be a board wipe in case we need it. Deadly Rollick is an overcosting removal spell, but it's free if we have our commander. We do tend to tap out a lot, so some of these free spells are pretty nice. Damnation, another board sweep, just in case. And then Cyclonic Rift, another game changer here. This one is just going to allow us to rift the board, put everything back into our opponent's hand. And ending on the miscellaneous pile of cards, we've got Skull Clamp in the form of a draw spell. We can just put this on some zombies and can sacrifice them to Grimgrin to draw some cards. Liliana Dreadhorde General is going to draw us a card anytime a creature we control dies, and +1 to make a 2/2 zombie. She does also make each player sacrifice 2 creatures for -4, and then -9 will just end the game. This one's going to allow us to look for some zombies, be a removal spell, and then allow us to cast zombies from the graveyard. All around pretty powerful in the zombie deck. Agadeem's Awakening is a land that we can use to return a bunch of zombies from the graveyard. Entomb is going to mostly allow us to go get Gravecrawler. Most of the time you want to entomb for Gravecrawler, and then you can cast a pretty powerful tutor in this deck. Everyone's favorite game changer, Demonic Tutor. Rhystic Study, another fantastic game changer that's going to draw us some cards. Seagate Restoration, another land that'll draw some cards in case we needed to, just in here for the potential draw. And then finally, Lightning Greaves. We want Grimgrin to be protected, so we do play a copy of the Lightning Greaves. Haste Shroud for 2, pretty powerful. Finally, moving on to the lands. What we have here is just going to be some color fixing. Nothing crazy, just making sure we get all of our colors. And so Creeping Tar Pit, while it is a mana fixer, the other thing is that it is a 3 mana creature in case we need something to sack to Grimgrin, much like Guardian Idol. That's why that one is in here. Westvale Abbey, same kind of thing. We can pay 5 mana and tap it to make a creature to sack to Grimgrin. Additionally, we can sack 5 creatures to transform Westvale Abbey into Ormondal, a flying lifelink indestructible haste. And so I have used that multiple times. When someone wipes the board and I have this open, I will sack all my creatures to play my indestructible Ormondal. Barad-dûr, just another land that can make creatures in case we need them. Just gotta make sure we untap Grimgrin. Mutavault, same kind of thing. It is a land that turns into a creature, except this one's every creature type. So Mutavault actually would get buffed by our zombie lords, and then trigger any effects that have to deal with zombies. So that is a good one to put in here as well. Phyrexian Tower is another sack outlet, as well as a little mana ramp. Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth, make all land swamps. It combos pretty well with Zombie Master, making sure all of your creatures will be unblockable. And then Cabal Coffers, everyone's favorite mana ramper, pretty self-explanatory. Nykthos, same thing. We have a lot of devotion to black, so we're going to use that to try and pop off. Cryptobagadine, we run about 27 creatures. It's like a poor man's Cabal Coffers. This one's going to give us black mana equal to the number of black creatures in our graveyard. This can give us a decent amount of mana eventually. Cavern of Souls makes all of our zombies uncounterable. A Cursed Drownyard is 2 mana regenerate a zombie. Pretty powerful on a land. And then finally, Maze of Ith. Maze of Ith is one of my favorite lands. It doesn't tap for mana, but it stops a creature from attacking, which is an absurdly powerful ability on a land. Then, to finish it off, we do have just a command tower, a few swamps, and a few islands.
And that was the full list. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some of the more powerful interactions. Starting off with Gravecrawler, he is an essential combo piece to this deck. He combos with your Commander and Rooftop Storm, and Warren Soul Trader or Phyrexian Altar to get a large amount of death triggers. If you add Diagraph Captain or Funeral Room to that, it's just GG. The last one is Triskelion and Mikaeus. Triskellion's going to deal damage to players and then kill himself, while Mikaeus will bring him back with an extra counter so you can do it all over again. This is an instant win. As for upgrades, this deck is already pretty powerful. You can add more game changers, better counterspells, and more expensive mana rocks. There are a few other zombie cards we're about to go over, but these are more considered side grades depending on what you want the deck to do. First we got Sting the Glinting Dagger. This 2 mana equipment is going to make sure that Grimgrin untaps every combat, so you'll always be able to attack with him. Next up is Plague Belcher. This is just another Blood Artist trigger in case you want to double up on consistency. Next is Geralf the Fleshright. This 3 mana 2/3 pumps out zombies and puts counters on your team. You've got Wand of Orcus, a 3 mana equipment that whenever you deal combat damage, you're going to make that many zombies. 5 mana Sadistic Hypnotist, you can sack some of your extra zombies to make an opponent discard cards. Noxious Ghoul is a 5 mana 3/3 that whenever a zombie ETBs, it nerfs your opponent's team. You play enough and it's a board wipe. 5 mana Ghoul-Caller Jissa is slow, but tapping 1 black to make a bunch of zombies is pretty powerful. Gravespawn Sovereign is pretty expensive at 6 mana, but tapping 5 zombies allows you to reanimate cards from the graveyard. Banishing Knack turns Grimgrin into a build your own Cyclonic Rift. Finally, Acererak the Archlich. This 3 mana 5/5 combos with Rooftop Storm so you can draw your whole deck. Well, that's my favorite zombie deck. Do you think that Grimgrin is the best zombie commander? Any spicy card choices that I missed? Am I a washed up magic boomer? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Don't say that. What? That? What? That? The Z word. Don't say it.